So I'm writing a book. After focusing on writing for about an hour and a half, I won a Barbie lipstick. I finally had that writing meetup, my journey to writing a book. So I'm writing a book. Up until now, I've been measuring it with words, as in the word count, and my overarching goal was to reach around 90,000 words for the first draft, which translates into around 360 pages of a standard formatted novel. But since I'm working on the first draft, and if you don't know what the first draft is, it's the roughest, shittiest copy of your book, the first attempt ever that is just as bad as it can possibly be. Like, it doesn't get worse than that. This is the draft that I'm working on right now, and in this stage I decided that it doesn't really make sense to be counting words, because many of those words that I have already written are unusable now that I've evolved the story more, that I've built up different elements that make the previous ones a bit redundant, if that makes sense. Basically, the story took a different turn than what it was, or it became something else than what it was at the beginning when I started writing it. And for that reason, I thought that a better way to measure the progress would be to focus on specific story chunks and seeing how complete the story feels and what other elements I need to add, rather than focusing on the number of words, if that makes sense. So what I did last night is create a big old mind map of all the story elements that I have already written, and I wrote down a list of all the other things that I want to work on and add to the story that would make it feel more complete. My goal for completing this process, this first draft, is to be done by May, possibly May 30th, something like that. Something workable that I can then turn into a second draft and start rewriting and start working on that and all of that. The plan for this video and for this hangout together is making me write more and seeing how much more writing can I squeeze in during the week, with the consciousness that I have to document it somehow. I'm going to the writing group meeting later today, as every Monday, which is great because it's fun, it's very productive, there's a lot of positive peer pressure. We will work on our stories and then chat about what's working and what's not. That's the plan for later today. But for the day, out of human life admin tasks, I need to fix my nail and then complete the mind map that I've worked on last night, which then I will get back to you with, and we will have a look at it together. And that's what I will be working on this week and this year, so follow along. Peace and balance have been restored. It's actually a few hours later. Now I'm having my matcha and some strobes as a snack. And what I will do now is work on organizing the plan for what I'm gonna write tonight at the super cool writing meeting. As I said before, what I've been working on yesterday is kind of building a gigantic mind map of things that need to be done, things that have been written already and things that I still want to work on. And since then, I still came up with loads more things to add to here. I'll organize my thoughts right now, write everything that I had in mind in here, so that I have a better plan for writing today. And then I'll check back in with you later on. I just recorded a 6-minute talking clip about many exciting things, and I realized that I didn't plug in the mic. Anyway, a few days ago I won a Barbie lipstick. Can you imagine? A little Barbie lipstick. Lip balm, more like. There was like a Valentine's Day pop-up here, and you had the opportunity to win flowers or some accessories or dolls, which honestly I wouldn't say no to, because how cool and how cute would that be to, you know, inner child healing and all that stuff. I participated and I won a Barbie lip balm. Another goal of mine for this video as well is to focus on finishing reading the book that I'm currently reading as well. The book I'm currently reading is called The Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. The Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. I am currently at about 88% of it, which could be literally just one day of reading, except I've been procrastinating it solidly. I've been procrastinating it solidly in the recent months. I started it with like maybe in October, November and I still haven't finished it. So the goal for this week is to finally get it done so I can start reading something else. And speaking of reading something else, if you have some recommendations for some cool fantasy books that have kind of went over your expectations or exceeded your expectations when it comes to fantasy or world building or anything cool, I would love to have some recommendations in the comments, because all the recent fantasy books that I've read, which if you are on that portal, you can see me on Goodreads and you can see all the books that I'm reading there as well. I would love to be friends there and share some recommendations over there as well. All the recent fantasy books that I've been reading have not hit the mark for me, have not hit the spot, have not scratched the itch. Many of the recent fantasy books I've read were either too flat or boring or one-dimensional or even too cliche in a way as well, like too predictable, nothing too exciting when it comes to some tropes and other things, which was very disappointing. But this one, this Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett, is actually very cool, and I'm happy and I'm surprised with some of the creative choices that he has taken. Not to spoil anything in there, but it's a fun book. It's a fun, adventurous fantasy book. And another thing that I wanted to talk about that is related to writing, and a recommendation to any of you who are writers and are working on your stories: if you have no other way to track your story, your word progress, your milestones in whatever writing setup that you have set for yourself, there's a very cool website that I discovered called Pacemaker. It's a very cool website on which you can set your writing goals. For example, I said that by May 30th or 31st, I want to get to 90,000 words written. I'm currently at around 38,500. And what this does is, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it allows you to kind of see the progress per day that you have to make. So for example, I set it so that I want to have a steady writing goal for every day. And it tells me that in order to reach that goal of 90,000 words by end of May, I would have to write around 643 words per day in order to reach that, which is great if you're working to the word count. That is a great tool to have to support you on your writing journey. I will link it so you can explore it yourself. It's currently 3:30. I have about 20 minutes until I need to leave to my writing meeting. Okay, one more thing I remembered from my 6-minute monologue. Another thing that I've been working on recently is trying to find ways to create an environment for myself to write more, because when I'm alone at home and when I'm just left to my own devices, it's kind of challenging for me to sit down and write. Unless I'm in a situation like, for example, there is the peer pressure that I talked about in this writing meeting, I find it's very difficult to just get down to it myself and write by myself. For that reason, I've been talking with my writing friends over there at the writing meetup that I'm going to today to organize another writing session throughout the week. And I think that today we will make some moves and organize another date that will help everyone get their head in the game more frequently, because honestly, we all need that. And writing with other people is just so freaking awesome, because even if you feel unmotivated, even if you feel complete lack of inspiration and lack of anything in you and you don't feel like writing, whatever, at least when you show up, you see those 15-20 people sitting there with you and writing, and it just feels stupid not to have anything written yourself, because you know that at the end of the session everyone is going to share. These writing meetings have been very, very successful. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying your day and that you're feeling good, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, and I will catch you later when I am there. Okay, bye. Hello everyone, it is the next day. I have not had the time or the energy to do any updates yesterday, and I actually didn't film that much at the end of the day after the writing meeting, because after focusing on writing for about an hour and a half, 90 minutes of intense mental work, writing, brainstorming, creating a story, I'm usually completely pooped. So I can't really do anything else extra on top of that. So the writing meeting went well. The planning of another writing session during the week went well as well. Now it's the next day. It's actually 5:30 p.m. and I'm waiting for another student, but I might have a no-show, but it's okay. Today was great so far. It's been a very early start for me with an 8 a.m. class. At least it's online, so I don't really have to go out or do much, but still, waking up early, it's tiring. We went to the gym at 10 a.m. for a few hours until we got everything done, then got back home, had lunch, had other few hours of classes, and now, after this one, which might be a no-show, I might attempt to write again tonight. Last night, I got to 996 words, and even though I said I don't really want to measure in words anymore, it's still cool to see some kind of progress like that of, some movement forward with the story. But now, as the premise of this vlog is, I need to rank up more words, write more, find some inspiration somewhere, and I think I will attempt either during this class, if it's a no-show, or after, I will attempt to write and find some words that can be used for the story. On the other hand, I made huge solid progress on the Kindle book. I got to about 92%, so it's not too bad. We are almost there, and it feels like we're almost there because of the action that's happening in the story. Still don't know what's going to happen, how is it going to end. The plan for today is to finish this class at 7 p.m. in an hour and a half from now, and then focus on writing a little bit more again, because I really want to get ahead, and the plan was focus on writing a little bit more this week, and I'll see you in a bit. I was meant to check in. It's been a few days since my last clip. How rude of me for not having checked in a while. When procrastination hits, it hits. But I would say maybe not even procrastination, but just that kind of feeling of, am I good enough? I realized that I'm kind of in a slump / in a procrastination zone, and I need to do something about that. And one of the things that I want to do to resolve that is fold my laundry while I'm chatting with you, so that I can take my mind off things and we can chat in the meantime. So it's been a few days since I recorded the last thing. I finished reading the book that I mentioned. It was good, a 4.5 stars. I think I'm gonna have a break from that series for now because it was quite busy and technical, if that makes sense. I don't even know how to describe it. So that would be a bit of a break for me for now, and I'm looking for something else to read. So if you have some good recommendations of books that surprised you, that could be a good thing to comment down below. The other thing is that I finally had that writing meetup, the one that I organized online. It was freaking amazing, and it was one of the most productive writing sessions that I had, maybe even this year. I would say the most productive session that I had this year. So that was surprising, but also kind of expected, because I knew that I really, really needed to organize something like that to help my writing process. And it worked, and it was freaking awesome. This was supposed to be a writing vlog, or an excuse for me to motivate myself to write more, and yet I have only I've written 3 days in a row, which is more than usual. I've gotten to about 2,000 words in those 3 days. It's not the best, but it's something at least. I don't know why I'm doing this, that when I start something, I get excited and hyped about it, and then I either get discouraged, or I stop the process, or I don't complete the task. This video has been one of those, because I have started it many days ago, maybe even like 2 weeks ago now, and I still haven't finished. And that's just because of overthinking and self-doubt, and I don't even want to say life getting in the way, because that's kind of, that's a silly excuse. I think I can do better than that kind of excuse. I've just fallen off the track, lost the momentum. I know that I enjoy doing the things that I'm doing, which is writing videos, editing, talking to you, reflecting, and improving myself and all of that. I know that I enjoy these things, but I noticed that even though I enjoy the process and I'm having fun writing and doing lots of other things, there are moments in which I lose the momentum and fall off the track. I said it like 10 times now. Anyway, recently, before and after the writing session that I've organized, I have been watching some writing vlogs by other people to kind of put myself in the mood and put myself in the same mind space, and seeing how effortless they look I'm wondering, why am I not doing it more? Why am I not having more fun with it? It's just at my fingertips, that's the thing. As a video that was supposed to motivate me to continue writing and write more, and also kind of take you through my journey to writing a book, it was not my best week in writing. I had the best session in writing in a long time, and I have written more frequently than usual, but still my results of writing of this week were kind of less than expected, worse than what I hoped to achieve. I guess this is life, and it's cool to see this reality of, you know, it's not always cute and beautiful and productive. Like, yeah, I planned to do a writing vlog where I would be super productive and get so much done, but in the end it didn't work out, and my fears and doubts got the better of me. I guess it happens. Life happens sometimes. I will finish this video here. In the next one, I think I will continue vlogging the writing process, continue making these kind of videos for you guys, because I'm really enjoying it and I'm having fun with those, even though sometimes my mind is like, please don't do it, it's boring, you don't really want to do it. But deep down, I really do. You know how it is. This is why we are here in the end, to share more about this story, for you to get to know this world that I will be talking about more in depth, and just all of these things in between. Leave a comment below and let's have a conversation about writing, procrastination, and how difficult it is sometimes to work on your goals, even though you know you're enjoying them, but there's still something somewhere there sitting in your mind, festering you and wanting to stop you from doing what you really want to do. And that's it for now. I will see you in the next one. I hope that you're having a great time wherever you are. Be nice to yourself and see you next time.